5,000 followers. Holy shit. Because of this milestone, I decided to let you ask away with some questions. And holy shit, you did not hold back. I'm still gonna fall off this thing, and my camera's probably gonna fall over as well, but here we are. Anyways, let's start out with the most interesting one, which is how did I get into airsoft? Well, pretty simple actually, or not simple, I guess. I've always been a fan of Clone Wars since I was a kid, and that probably sparked that military gun interest in me. And when I was young, I also started playing with Nerf in my backyard. So, you know, that was like the groundwork set. And as time went on, I got more into like, you know, airsoft via YouTube with airsoft gameplay. And then especially with TikTok into like military edits, gear, LARPing. And as time went on, I just got more and more sucked up into this horrible hobby. And yeah, here we are. So it was never like one starting point. It was more like a slow progression towards insanity. Next up, the gear block. We'll go through this rapid fire style. Will there be a whole kit breakdown? Probably not. I do that in separate videos. Best carrier you have ever built so far? Probably the W120 actually. Opinion on Dutch Army Alpha plate carrier. It's a standard issue plate carrier. They're not that special. Gear brands that are overrated or underrated? Overrated? I guess Cry and Pharaoh. And underrated, I would say, I don't know, it's hard. Why do you use a quad rail handguard instead of M-lock? Pretty simple. I haven't bought a M-lock handguard yet, but I'm looking into buying an M-lock handguard for my MK18. There's no like specific reason why quad rails are better. I actually like M-lock more than quad rails. Best way to run a GP pouch? In my opinion, on your right or left hand cummerbund, depending on what side you shoot on. So for me, I shoot with my right hand, so I have my QD on my right cummerbund all the way up front. That way I can access it easily and have the left cummerbund still left open for mag pouches and stuff to reload out of. ABS with harness or chest rig for long woodland ops? Depends on you. If you couldn't use multicam, what camo? Interesting question. I would say multi-tarn, but I think multi-tarn kind of counts as multicam. I would actually say, especially in this environment, actually M81 Woodland. Piece of gear you wish you still had? Probably my ABS, just for the LARP, because it looks cool. Yeah, I'll go with that. Opinion on Mac VSOC kits? I don't care. You ever plan on doing an impression kit? Probably not. No. The rifle build video that's coming this week is already way more impression than I would like it to be. Ghillie suit for your kit? Maybe. Maybe a leaf suit. I'm thinking about it actually. How much have you spent in total on gear? Off the top of my head right now, including my guns, 2.5k, so not that much. Would you ever consider getting into GBBRs? Yes, but they're fucking expensive. I'm really looking for like an M4 build, just for like milsim, that's like super tricked out with all the stuff. But again, expensive. First, latest favorite replica. I haven't had that much. I had my first replica was that cheap G36, and my favorite and latest were my Glock and my Bugatti MK18. Favorite pistol? Glock 17. I'm a basic bitch. It works. It's a reliable 17 rounds. 17 is in the name. Nice handle length because I have like huge hands. Glock 17. But what I also really like is the Walter. I think PPQ2. I'm kind of like a Walter guy, like aesthetically speaking. What weight for BBs do you use? Currently 0.25, but I'm planning to switch to 0.3 just so I can penetrate leaves and stuff better, and they don't get thrown off track that easily by, you know, leaves and stuff. Thoughts on making a team? How do you build a good one? I'm already in a team, Italian Irregulars, and the way you build it, I will do a separate video on this probably, but the basic thing is just find people you like to play with, and then just, you know, start from there. It's that simple. Dream airsoft field, what would it look like? I don't have that much experience yet, so I can't really speak on it. And it's really hard to make like the best airsoft field because you can't have everything in one field. That way that the field will just get way too huge. So just logistically speaking, it would be impossible. But I like outdoors more, but like with some covers and buildings and stuff. But that's like a very nuanced topic. Yeah, very nuanced indeed. Best and worst interaction at fields or events. The best interactions are always when you nerd out about kit. That's like the standard answer, like just nerding about kit with people who like it. The worst interactions are probably people not calling their hits or overshooting you, but that's just part of the thing. Like, you always have bad people in every hobby. Playday essential and quality of life items. I'll probably do a video on that soon, but in my opinion, sports underwear and socks, very important. I recommend Danish Endurance for both socks and underwear. A towel, some water, and deodorant. Everything else is gear related. How is your English so good? Right off the get-go, outside of like the German Minecraft YouTuber logo and very few other German YouTubers, I never really associated with YouTube Germany. And from a very young age on, I liked English YouTubers more, like Grand Thumb, back then even Black Rifle Coffee or whatever they called back then, and all of that stuff. So at a very young age, I had a lot of contact with the English language, especially with gaming and stuff. Since with Corona, I couldn't socialize with people in my language that much, and more like with English people over like games, especially Rec Room, which sadly got shut down last month. So yeah, just hearing it, talking it, listening to it from an early age on. What are you doing at the Bundeswehr? I'm no longer in the Bundeswehr. And what I did there was things. Dinge tun, Sachen machen. Aus Gründen, zu Zeiten, an Orten. That's all I'll say. But really, I did not do that much cool stuff. I wasn't in for long enough. But sometimes the tickle comes back to where you want to go again. But remember, you only miss the clowns and not the circus. Funny story from your time in the military. One that I can actually tell without problems is from basic training. When we got our gear and our clothes, we had to put that all into like our closets and stuff like in the same day. So they said, okay, unless that's all packed up, you can't go to sleep. And I was pretty fast with it because I guess I'm smart. I guess, I don't know. I don't want to toot my horn here too much. And then I was helping other people, and they came to me out of their own free will, asking me, hey, how do you do this? How did you do that? And I guess that pissed off one of the future officers, so people that joined with the goal to become an officer. That pissed that fellow recruit off so much that he almost hit me. He was like, oh, you're such a, I don't know, you have like a huge ego, even though I was just helping people who asked for my help. Like, I wasn't going around bossing people around, but yeah, you know who you are. You probably don't know this channel, but you're still a cool dude. We had our differences, but we were one unit and one big family. Any regrets on starting the YouTube channel and not starting early enough, actually, or taking it seriously early enough? Seriously, I did not expect getting this far with this and meeting so many cool people just through the internet. But the one serious regret would be not having a higher production quality earlier on, because I'm still figuring this out as we go, but I think that's just part of the game, You get better as you go on. How do you think you've affected the airsoft community positively? Hopefully positively, but hopefully I helped some people get into the hobby and not overspend on bad or just overpriced stuff. And hopefully overall I just made the airsoft community a little bit more welcoming to people, not that toxic. Most memorable or best video you've made? Probably the interview with Balt, the Slovenian guy in Ukraine right now. And I'm also I'm thinking about revisiting the CQB video and stuff. But overall, I think all my videos have been, good enough, but nothing too crazy yet. I rate your kit videos. Are you gonna do those? No. I think that's like really repetitive content. Because the thing with kit is you cannot objectively rate it. Obviously, you can rate some stuff, but it's mostly user preference and how they run their kit, what their use case is, and just their subjective experience. So it's really hard to rate that stuff objectively, and I'm a very objective person. I hate being subjective on things, at least when it comes to other people. When are we getting more gameplay footage or a gameplay video? Maybe soon. Stick around. I don't know. Anyways, the last couple questions, rapid fire. There's a train going down there. Favorite anime? Holy shit, this is a difficult one. Attack on Titan was pretty cool, but Origairu, or My Teen Romantic Comedy, is as wrong as I expected. Was really good, genuinely. Oh no, he's watching rom-com. It's really like more like a slice of life series with like a little bit of romance and realistic characters, but really good. And I'm currently watching the 3rd season of Mushoku Tensei in Japanese with English subtitles, because the dubs haven't been released yet where I watch. And you can think about the character and like all of the more questionable aspects and topics of this series or this show, whatever you want. But I think it's a generally like really good character development and everything. There's wind coming, hopefully my camera won't fall over. Favorite game and nostalgia game. Nostalgia game, that one Clone Wars game on the PS3. I played with my older cousin. Same with Splatoon. And actually this is where we get to the special part of the video. Where does the name Blauling come from? Back when I had my Wii U, I used to play Splatoon a lot. I don't know if you know that game. And I used to play it with my cousin sometimes, split screen. And because it's my Wii U, I play more often. So I'm better than him, obviously. That's how it works. And because I'm player 1, I was blue and he was orange. And every time I'd kill him, which happens a lot because again I'm better, he would call me Blauling. He would be like, oh, you fucking Blauling. And that's where the name actually comes from. So shout out to my cousin, who also doesn't know this channel exists, but you chose the name that thousands of people now know me as on YouTube. And my favorite game right now is probably Operator. But story games wise, I would say Mirror's Edge Catalyst and actually Horizon Zero Dawn. Because Aloy is bad as f***. No, I'm just kidding. The genuine like idea behind the game, like the story, pretty good. Do you play Escape from Tarkov? No. Any VR tactical shooters? I had a Quest 2 where I played Tactical Assault VR. That was pretty cool. Outside of the graphics, really good game. Am I on the light sim? No, but I'm trying to dabble into more milsim events. So if you can get me somewhere cool, maybe for free, or like a special role, text me. I'm planning to get more into milsim, like actual milsim. You like kebabs? Inshallah, we will all eat kebabs. Yes, of course. But I'm more of a pizza guy myself because I like Italians more. That's kind of like a backstory thing that I won't go into too much, but I have my experience with Italians, I would say. How do you lace your shoes tactically? Well, I'll do another video on my shoes again because that's also a good topic, but overall it's not that difficult. For harder milsim events or like big rocks, I would tie them differently than from CQB games, but overall just go for comfort. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Again, a huge thank you for 5,000 followers, but that's just the humble beginnings. I have way more cool stuff planned internationally as well, so stick around for the ride and let's see how crazy we can actually go with this. And one more thing I'd like to add, a lot of you look up to me, which I've noticed, or maybe I'm just interpreting it wrong, but a lot of people think that I have everything figured out. I don't. I'm a 19-year-old kid from Germany. I'm figuring it all out as I go on as well, just like you are. So I'm massively thankful for everybody in my community that helped me with making videos, commenting on stuff that I get wrong. And I really appreciate all of you. God bless you, stay safe, and until Friday. LARP. I cannot get up. I guess I'm stuck here now. Yeah, next video will be right here. I cannot get up, genuinely.